This is Ricardo Hibiscust, the Secretary General among my houseplants. He spends 6 to 8 months outside on my deck every summer and then comes in for the winter. And around this time of year, he completely falls apart. He loses all his leaves, but then all of them come back and more. So by midsummer, he is glorious with big yellow blossoms with a purple center. These are the junior houseplants. They are not as respectful of Ricardo Hibiscus as they should be. They think it's funny because Ricardo claims to have been on the set of a telenovela once, and they don't buy it. The senior houseplants, on the other hand, chastise them. They say they should have some respect. The junior plants, of course, like all adolescents, don't realize just how special he is. This is a drink I'm calling Pièce de Résistance. It requires some gin that is infused with peas. So we'll take some gin. You'll notice I'm measuring this out extremely carefully. This is really much more of an art than a science. Okay, and we're going to dump some fresh sugar snap peas in there, complete with pods and everything. And if you've got a fancy blender, just gradually goose the speed up. If you've got a push button blender, work your way up to the button that is labeled puree. And let that go for 30-45 seconds. This doesn't have to be scientifically exact. All you're doing is grinding the peas into small pieces so they've got more surface area to interact with the alcohol, which will strip out color and flavonoids. And now, the hard part. We need to wait. It will take a while for the peas and the gin to get to know each other. Let's say an hour. Okay, so at this point we are left with something that looks, I don't know, a lot like pea soup. And we are going to strain it to get the vegetation out of there. This is a simple drain strainer that I bought for about $2. And again, it doesn't have to be exact. I'm pouring it so that most of the sludge goes into the funnel. But I'm not waiting forever, and I'll probably lose a few drops of gin. But again, this is not an exact method. Okay, now, because I'm a little bit of a purist, I like to filter it again through a coffee filter, which does a great job with coffee, but it is so fine that it takes a long time for something that isn't coffee to filter through it. This is where you need to be patient, maybe clean up the rest of the kitchen, maybe go practice a video game, and after half an hour or so, you will be left with some pea gin for whenever you want to make a cocktail, which is now. Okay, this is what I call a utility cocktail. 3 ingredients, 4 if you count ice. So there's the ice. And we're going to add 2 ounces of spirit, in this case our pea-flavored gin. And there it goes. And about half a lemon. We want 1 fluid ounce of lemon juice. Whenever a recipe for a cocktail says lemon juice, even if it doesn't specify fresh squeezed, use fresh squeezed. If you ever go into a bar and order a drink and they measure the lemon juice out of one of those plastic squirt bottles that's shaped like a lemon, that's not a good sign. Okay, so 2 ounces of the pea gin, 1 ounce of fresh squeezed lemon juice, and 3/4 of an ounce of simple syrup. All that is equal amounts of sugar and water boiled together until the sugar dissolves and goes into solution. All right, into the cocktail shaker. And shake until your hand gets cold. And strain this into a cocktail glass. This is called either a coupe glass or sometimes a Nick and Nora glass. There we go. Now, let's test this baby out. Oh my. That is really, really good. The first thing that you taste is the peas, and you wouldn't think that that was an appealing flavor for a cocktail, but it goes so well with the lemon juice and the sweetness from the syrup. And hey, over there, is that an ocelot?